911, what's your emergency?
Police search warrant, open the door!
Like I've been there in the hotel room with a needle in my arm, crying, the tears going down on my arm. I can't see where I want to put the needle because the tears are getting in the way. I've been there.
I was literally dying. I was having seizures every day. I had burns across my body all the time. I was going in the ambulance all the time, hospital, getting arrested all the time. I had lost my entire family.
And I was just hopeless. I was just brokeless, everything. Everything that comes with drugs. Especially, I didn't want to die that way.
America is being ruined from the inside by an epidemic. It's been going on for a long time, and now there is fear of worsening as it's permeated every strata of society. It's being recognized for what it is, the beast of the 21st century, addiction in all its forms. Continue to listen as we explore inside and out of this beast with testimonials, insights, advice, and crazy experiences from all of those affected who are now demanding change. Let he who hath no sin cast the first stone. We are not here to judge. We only hope that through sharing and discussion that more will find their way to the road of recovery. And if you are in Southern California or desire to be, the SoCal Road to Recovery Residential Treatment Facility is an excellent first stop on your road to your better life. Hope is real, and if there is hope, there can be recovery.
It all depends on whether the client's ready or not. And sometimes they are and sometimes they aren't. And we've seen them come and go here. And fortunately, we have experienced some really wonderful journeys with some clients, and they're just so grateful that they had the opportunity here to try that journey in recovery one more time.
Welcome to the South California Road to Recovery podcast. I'm your host, JT Turner, and today we have a special guest for you. His name is Jay Pope. Jay has one of the craziest stories I've ever heard. He had a pretty good life, it was accepted to college, and then he ran into the beast. I will let you hear it directly from him, the rest of the details. Jay is joining us by cell phone from Washington, D.C. Welcome, Mr. Pope, to the South California Road to Recovery podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm well, sir. Thanks for having me.
We're very happy to have you and very happy that you will share your story with us. Let's jump right into it. So what was your life like before you were introduced to the beast of addiction?
I was a honor roll student. I attended Largo Senior High, and I was also a student athlete playing football. And, you know, I was doing well in school as well as athletics before anything.
And how did you get pulled into your addiction?
Prior to my graduation, I had been drinking wine coolers, and some of the members of my football team wanted to take me out, so we went to a park. We had some wine coolers, and they had some cocaine, and I snorted it, and it made my nose bleed heavily for about 20 minutes, and I wanted no parts of that.
What happened that triggered you trying it again, since the first time was so bad?
I found out there was another form to use it that took you higher, and that way came by way of cigarettes. By this time, I had gone to Morgan State in Baltimore, and I was smoking cigarettes, and someone had rolled up cocaine in a cigarette as we were walking and talking, and he passed me the cigarette as though I was smoking a cigarette, but it gave me this euphoria that couldn't have been from a cigarette.
Right.
And it was actually cocaine in that cigarette, and it took me so high in that moment, it made me feel alive, and I just wanted to feel that feeling again, and I asked him, you know, what was that? Mm-hmm. And he was like, it was cocaine, bro. And I was like, well, can we do that again?
Can we get some more? Wow.
Can we get some more?
Yeah.
Can we get some more?
Yeah. Wow.
And that started the cycle.
And that began. So at the peak, how bad did your addiction get at its peak?
Well, at its peak, I was trying to get this same feeling daily while trying to go to Morgan State and going to classes, and it just wasn't working out. I found that I would be in the dorm trying to get high before classes, and that wouldn't work out. I would end up in my room all day, eventually just getting high. By now, weed was involved with the cocaine, and lacing was the word for it. Lacing tobacco as well as weed, and trying to function through it all. But it just wasn't a manageable situation for me at all. I failed in my grades and failed in my life.
And so you found that basically getting high became your number one priority over your schoolwork, over everything else?
Without a doubt. By now, I was an addict, and I was functioning, but I was dysfunctional more so than functioning, and it wasn't working out. I wasn't going to class. I was just using more than doing anything. Wasn't able to balance girlfriends or a lifestyle that was manageable, so it just wasn't a good fit for me. But I never stopped. I wanted to continue to chase the first high, even though it wasn't working out, but I continued to chase the same high.
So how long was it from the first high until the point when you knew you were basically an addict?
That's a good question. I would say a year later, because I started in '87. This one particular night, while copping drugs, I was trying to have a party and bring back drugs for the party. And this was in my parents' house while they were in New York. I had a bunch of people from Oregon in my parents' house, and I had gone to cop drugs, brought it back. No, I'm sorry, didn't bring it back because I had gotten shot.
Wow.
I had gotten shot.
So wait a minute. So you're trying to you going to the hood to buy some drugs, and then how did you end up getting shot? Who shot you?
It was a setup.
Okay.
On this particular night, I had gone multiple times to bring back drugs for the party, but this particular time they set me up. It was about 3 guys. They pulled me into this abandoned building, and they tried to beat me up. And as I was fighting back, a gun went off, and somebody said, "Don't kill him." So the second time I was shot. And when I got shot, I ran out of the building, and I made it out of the building up to a payphone that was up the hill. And then when I got to the payphone, I still had drugs on me. I called 911 to make a call to come and get me. And while they were coming to get me, I smoked some more drugs.
Wow.
And then I passed out.
Wow. So you had gone to the same spot repeatedly to continue to buy more drugs for the party. So this particular time, they were basically just trying to rob you. And in that tussle and everything, because you were resisting well, probably, they actually pulled out a gun to actually shoot you. And then all of a sudden, you just were still so amped. Where'd you get shot?
I got shot in my right thigh.
In your right thigh.
It was an in and out 9mm shot to the thigh.
Wow. And so then you ran because you're so amped, as you're bleeding, you're running to the phone that's way up the hill. You get in there, call 911. And while you're waiting, since you realize you have some more drugs, you might as well get a little bit more high.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. The insanity of that moment, it still blows my mind that even in the insanity of drug use, even bleeding to death, because it nearly missed my main artery by less than an inch. And I could have died, but even in that, I just wanted to get high. By now, I had no reason to live, because now I was exposed. Everybody was going to know that I was a functioning addict away in school, supposed to be doing all the right things, but I've been doing all the wrong things this whole time.
Wow. So was that the rock bottom? When did you hit rock bottom? How did you make that turn towards your life today?
To tell you the truth, that wasn't rock bottom. That was more or less me having to face all of those that love and care for me, and not meeting up to their standards. I tried to get recovery through them. I admitted myself into a 7-day program, which then became a 30-day program, which then led me to AA meetings, NA meetings. I was doing well, but I was doing it for them. So it was a matter of time before I would relapse.
Mm-hmm. How did your addiction affect your relationship with others, talking about your family and your friends?
Well, it affected my relationship, first of all, with my parents, because we had a thriving business that I was to run and lead and take over one day. And now, me being the only son, they can't even count on me to be in position to do all the things that they were hoping that I would do. But even in that, I was doing those things for them more so than my own satisfaction.
Right. Wow. I hear you. So now, once you came through the other side and started working back towards your road to recovery, your personal road to recovery, how then and how now do you maintain instead of just going back out there?
That's a great question. To tell you the truth, all these things led me to the God that I serve today, which has increased my faith and increased me doing things for myself first and foremost. And once I, started loving myself and caring for myself, everything else worked itself out. I just remember one thing that one of my sponsors once told me, which was, if you don't pick up, you won't get loaded. And I keep that in front of me, because every time I picked up, it got worse. I ended up getting held up 6 times outside of the time I got shot.
Wow.
But none of those things, scared me enough. I kind of felt invincible when I'm in the addiction side, because the drugs just make you feel like Superman.
Right.
But in all reality, I wasn't that person that I was when I was using. But today, I just try to not use. I don't think about drugs, but when I do, I just know that I just can't, because it'll take me to a place and make me become something that I'm not.
Gotcha. So I know you've done some speaking on your addiction, and when you speak to others about it, what do you share?
More importantly, I'm married now, so it's not just me. I don't want to lose my wife. I don't want to lose my children, and they keep me balanced. They keep me focused. They love me more than I love myself before I love myself. Mm-hmm. And now I do it for me, but I'm seeing the fruits of me staying grounded, staying focused, staying on track, not using. And when I talk to most people, I talk to them from a man that's married, and all that I have is all that I will lose if I choose to pick up.
Right. Understand. Now, what message would you have for family members? There are a lot of people out here that are going through this deal with this beast. And what message would you have when there are family members of those who are struggling? What message would you have for them?
For family members, I would say just love on your child, love on your significant other. Just love on them, but you can't do it for them. They have to do the footwork themselves. They have to be at a place that's going to give them the tools that are necessary for their life. Everybody has a different life. Everyone has a different formula that they need. But I believe there are tools in every program for everyone that wants help. They just have to put forth the legwork to do those things necessary to make them better.
How do you look at your future now?
I believe my future is bright. I'm actually self-employed, as well as I work for a private institution, and I find both of them favor me in that I'm a better person. I'm better to what I do because of who I am today, and I'm a better addition to the place that I work because of who I am today. But if I pick up, I'll be no use to anybody.
Wow, that's powerful. Finally, what message do you have for individuals themselves? There may be people listening to this podcast who are thinking, do I stop? Do I not? Do I get help? Do I not get help? Can I overcome this or can I not? What message would you have to someone right now who is battling the beast of addiction?
Jails, institutions, and death are the only things that have come out of drug addiction. There's no good path to addiction at all. It's going to lead you to a dark side. It's going to lead you to a place that you don't want to go. It's going to take you to being a person that you don't want to be. It's going to take you to a place that you won't love yourself. So there's no way you'll be able to love others. There's no way you're going to care for others because you can't care for yourself. There's nothing good in the drug life. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. But I love those who are trying to do better for themselves. And I'm there for anyone to give my story, to help them, to know that there's a better life for them.
That is incredible, Pope. We do thank you for sharing your story here in the South California Road to Recovery podcast, and we appreciate you for taking your time.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. Thanks for having me.
Very welcome. You've been listening to the SoCal Road to Recovery podcast. Until the next time, it's always time for the Road to Recovery. If you want more information or have an angle you want us to cover, let us know. You can reach us in any way you prefer. Telephone 844-TOP-RECOVERY. That's 844-TOP-RECOVERY. Facebook, South California Road to Recovery. Instagram and Twitter, SC Road 2 Recovery, SC Road to Recovery. On the web, www.socalroadtorocovery.com. I'm JT Turner, your host, and this has been the SoCal Road to Recovery podcast. Someone cares. 844-TOP-RECOVERY. Hope is real, and if there is hope, there can be recovery.